Hey guys, Wandering Shell here, and once again we're going to be doing another Marvel United Blue Team, this time with Gambit. I actually had a crush on him since I was a kid. When I first saw him, I know he's supposed to be like a bad guy or whatever, I don't care. And apparently he's from New Orleans because he has like that New Orleans accent. I don't care. Honestly, I thought he was French Canadian, because he says Monsieur and all that. Apparently he's not. I don't know. It depends. Either way, I always had a crush on him. I don't know why. And, so in this one, for the painting, there's actually a lot of combinations I had to use to make some of his, outfits. For example, the very first thing I did plate mail and electric blue to make that, the knee pads and the boots. And then deep blue, nice and easy for his pants and for his headband thing and for his gloves also. So he has some simple colors in between, very few and far between. And it's funny because going through this, I used all the same colors over and over. Yes, some of them were a combination of a few, but for the majority of the time, it's still the same colors. I did have to go back to Warlock Purple for this part. I thought it was more see-through, but I guess not. So I had to go back and do this part, which is kind of like a... Warlock Purple is like a pinkish purple. You can do like a pure pink. I like this one better because it does give a little deepness in there. Next is Elven Flesh for his skin tone. The only skin he has showing is his face and his fingers. And it's a very interesting power, honestly, that Gambit has, where anything he touches, like he wants to, make it into an explosive. It's not like an automatic, like Rogue is, where like she can't touch anybody. His is, he has too much energy. So that's why Rogue and Gambit kind of goes together, because he makes too much energy and she takes all the energy. Go figure. Next is his hair. Usually it's like a red hair, but I wanted to dumb it down a little bit, so I add ash gray to it. Equal parts. Everything is like 1 equal parts to each. Next is plate mail for his staff. Honestly, it's a piece of pipe, basically, he has. And then his good old jacket. I'm actually using a pretty big brush for him for this one because most of his outfit is the jacket. And of course it is a leather jacket, so I had to go with a leather brown. And this took me a while to do because of how big he is, and I actually had to take him off the stand so I could paint underneath him. I didn't show you that part, but that was annoying, of trying to paint underneath all that. You can kind of see where I missed a few spots, so I had to get underneath. Next is, honestly, the base. Gambit is pretty much done, is now his base. I did Dragon Red for the fire hydrant. It depends on where you live. It could be yellow, it could be blue, it could be red, it could be silver. It's just all up to you on it. I wanted to make it red because it's kind of like an iconic red most fire hydrants are. So I wanted to keep that iconicness to it. Next is the pavement. I made into an ash gray, very simple colors. It is kind of funny because if you combine the ash gray and the dragon red, it makes his hair. So it's kind of a funny little tie into each other. Next is the flash wash, which was his face and his fingers, kind of right where I painted, and soft tone. Soft tone everywhere else, except for the cards and the power. energy thing. I left those without being touched just because it is so brightly colored. I didn't want to lose that. And because it is energy, why make it a tone if it's going to be brightly colored anyway? So I did go back and do his highlights, so his hair basically went back to doing the combination colors to fix his hair. Any parts that are raised, gave it a little extra. And did some dry brushing to make it a little bit easier, more light. And this is my own personal detail because these cards didn't have this. I made a heart, a diamond, and a club for the cards because he likes using playing cards to throw. So I wanted to play off him using those. And of course a few more little highlights here and there, going over certain parts. And of course his legs, his feet, with that combination color again. And even the little pieces that are raised, and of course gotta go back to leather brown for his jacket. Anything that's raised is getting another coat of the paint for the highlight part of it. I could have added a little bit more highlight to it, but I feel like this is a good medium in between. Just because if I use actual lighting, it will make it brighter anyway. So I don't want to lose any of that really cool detail either from it. I want to give it a natural look. Then I did some dry brushing for the pavement. Just since it is ash gray, it's a very dull color. Adding the white dry brush kind of gives it a dimension. And that's pretty much it, guys. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and I will see you for the next one. Later!